CJ Gex here from shortgamesecrets.com. I'm looking around, all right, to see if there's anyone here because this is the most important thing I'm going to teach you when it comes to putting. It is not your job to make a putt. Let me say that again. It is not your job to make a putt. Right now, you're probably ready to turn the channel and go to the next video, but stay with me for a second, okay? Making a putt is an outcome-based goal, okay? Think about in college, for example. You walk in, you go to your class, let's call it algebra just for the heck of it, and you want to make an A in that class. Well, how are you going to do it? You have to go to class, you have to pay attention, you have to take notes, you have to read the book, you have to study. All of those things will hopefully add up to the A. So you have the process and the outcome. You cannot control the outcome. If I took you to the first tee and said, hey, I want you to shoot even par or 80 or 90, whatever's within your limits, can you control that standing on the first tee? Absolutely not. All you can control in that first tee is that one shot. If you hit it into the rough, can you still shoot even par? Sure, absolutely. Even if you hit it out of bounds, you can think about a tour player, they can still shoot even par. But again, understand that it is not your job to make a putt. I'm going to say that about another 100 times, so bear with me, because if you get this philosophy down, your putting will automatically improve. You will love putting so much more. All the anxiety is gone, the fear is gone, everything, and you're going to have a philosophy that you can start improving. So there are 3 factors that go into making a putt: speed, roll, break. Speed, roll, break. Okay? The 3 factors. Speed in its simplest form. Break it down. We're not talking about technique yet. Speed in its simplest form is related to practice. Are you actually out practicing? Are you practicing the right way? Here at shortgamesecrets.com, I will teach you the right way to practice so that way you can improve in a short amount of time. Roll. Roll is the second thing that improves, right? So speed, roll, and break. Roll is the second component. Roll is related to technique. How well is that ball rolling end over end? And I'm going to show you that here in a little bit. But if that ball's rolling end over end, your technique's good. You don't need to come see me. You don't need to take lessons. Finally, break. Break, and it is your best guess. It's based on experience. If you know aim point, which I'll teach you some here in a little bit, but again, if you know aim point, it's an educated guess, a very educated guess. But at the end of the day, it is not your job to make a putt. There are 3 factors. What are they? Speed, roll, break. What's speed related to? Practice. Roll is technique, and break is experience or your best guess. So what I want you to understand here is when you are going to hit a putt here, you're going to stand behind the ball, you're going to line up this line, okay, and you're going to say out loud or to yourself, what speed am I going to go? And we're going to call this medium. I come up, and I'm going to do this quick, right, and I hit this putt, and I'm going to miss this. Let me aim off here just a second, okay. Now, afterwards, I have to become one of 2 players. I can either become a scientist or a judge. A judge, gosh darn it, I missed that putt. I can't buy a putt today. We've all played with people like that, right? It was never us we're complaining about our putting. It was always someone we played with, right? Somehow I doubt that. But we've all been there. We've all been judgmental. And when that happens, we really start this downward cycle, right, of what is called, right, that hole, we don't want to even get into it, but we don't want to be in that little rut, if you will. We'll just call it that. I'm not going to go into any other details here. But you do not want to do that with your putting, okay? What we want to become is a scientist. A scientist, he does an experiment, it blows up in his face. He just wants to know what 2 chemicals don't go together. For me right here, I'm going to ask why. I'm going to become that scientist. Why did I miss that putt? Well, my speed was a little firm, but this thing breaks from right to left. Right? Had I hit that a little softer, it would have broken in, hypothetically. Okay? So make sure you ask yourself these questions. If this ball, and it's going to be difficult for the camera to see just with this line, but if my stroke and my technique is good, this ball will roll end over end back and through perfectly. Okay? When that ball's rolling end over end, I know my technique's good. And I just ask myself, why did I make or why did I miss? Was my speed what I wanted? If it was, that's a perfect 10. We've all watched golf on TV before where the commentators say, everyone's misread this putt. And you have the best players in the world, the best caddies, who the caddies are out putting levels on the greens, you know, during the practice rounds, trying to figure out the exact slope, okay, and they still misread putts. So how can we, amateurs, or people that don't play that often or do all that, expect to read every green properly every time? We can't. So if your speed's good and your roll's good, it's a 10. So again, let me summarize here. The 3 factors that go into making a putt are speed, roll, and break. When you set up to a hole, you're going to line up the line right here. You're going to line that up exactly where you want to go. You're going to come behind the ball. You're going to say out loud, front, middle, or back. And again, just so if we can see, there's a hole right here. This far by, if I'm putting from over in this direction, this far by, about a putter length or so, that's front. If I miss and it rolls this far by, yeah, 10, 12 inches, right? That's medium. And if it goes by a little bit further, that's firm. So now we know what we're trying to do for our speed. I'm going to putt here. I'm going to go medium speed. I'm committed. I come up. I go through my routine, right? A couple looks at the hole, and I hit the putt. The roll is great. Speed, okay, speed was good. I did not make the putt. Why didn't I make it? Well, if my speed's good and roll's good, then I missed it because of break. That right there is a scale of 1 to 10. So remember, it's not your job to make a putt. You need to focus on what you can control: speed, roll, and break. Speed and roll more specifically. After you hit the putt, become that scientist. Ask why. If you can do that, your philosophy for putting is going to get a lot better. You're going to alleviate all the stress. You're going to see that ball go in a lot more. But more importantly, if you do miss, you're going to know what you need to do to improve, and that is the key to better putting and better scores.